Hello, this is Dr. Elena Martil with Pharmacy Basics, and I am coming to you with part 2 of how to ace the Pcat. But before we start, you know how we do here. If you're new here, you may not know, but I love to create dialogue. My pharmacy prospects, have you started studying for the Pcat? If so, how is that going? Practicing pharmacists, my veterans, my interns. When did you start studying for the Pcat? And how did your study days look? What was your study style? Stop the video right now, go down to the comment section and comment your thoughts. First, I would like to start off by saying, by the title, you probably wouldn't imagine this, but there is no such thing as passing or failing the Pcat. But the Pcat does have different score ranges that are more competitive than others. For more information about what a competitive score is, make sure to go to the school that you're applying to admission site to see what they consider to be competitive, and check out part 1 of how to ace the Pcat, because I explain in detail what competitive scores look like. Now, to get a competitive score on the Pcat, there are a few simple things that you need to do. Number 1, you need to understand major concepts of most, if not all, courses that are required for you to get into pharmacy school. Understanding major concepts is going to help on the exam because that is exactly what you're being tested on. Some people may think that this is a no-brainer, but I will tell you, when I was studying for the Pcat, I did not have any of this in mind. I tried to remember everything that I had learned in my lifetime, from the age of 3 all the way to 19. And of course, overloading your brain with the thoughts of knowing everything from every course will lead to complete disaster. So step back, take a look at the components of the Pcat exam, and study the big picture items based off of that. That leads me to number 2, which is making a study plan. Now that you know how the Pcat exam is composed, you can make a study plan based on the time frame that you have to study. I personally recommend you study for at least 3 to 6 months, about 4 to 6 hours every week, but everyone is a little different. Some people recall things differently than others. Some people cannot study for long periods of time because they will forget things and they have to study closer to the test date. Make your study plan based on what best suits you. Once you have your time frame, you can now implement what sections you will cover on which days or which weeks, and how long you're going to cover that sections, and make adjustments based on what your strengths and weaknesses are. So we've got our mental in check, we have the structure of the exam down pat, and we have a timeline of when our study sessions are going to be. I think we're on our way to making a competitive score on the Pcat. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is make sure that you incorporate some type of group sessions into your actual individual self-studies. It is important for any major exam that you do a lot of studying by yourself to make sure that you are comprehending things the way that you understand them, but at the same time, you want to incorporate some friends and peers into your study sessions, just to incorporate their ideas and their thoughts of how they understand something, because it might be easier for you to understand it their way than it is yours. Also, you want to take as many practice exams as you can. I will have a few different links down below of different practice exams, as well as study tools that you can use to ace this exam. Also want to use your course notes from all the courses that you have taken. Don't be afraid to go back and look at some of those notes, especially if your teachers did a great job at explaining that information. And before we go, I want to tell you as well to never be afraid to take the exam more than once. I actually recommend that you take the exam at least twice. There's no limit to how many times you can take the exam, although I think there is a limit within a 1-year time frame, but there's no limit to how many times you can take it in a lifetime. And the more you take it, the more comfortable you get with the exam and the higher your score gets. So don't be afraid to take the exam more than one time. Prepare well, remain calm, and go ace the Pcat. Be sure to always check the description box down below, as I leave a bunch of valuable information for you all. So my pharmacy prospects, was this information helpful to you? Last but not least, my pharmacy veterans, did I miss anything? Is there any information that you feel that I should have included that I did not? I am more than sure all of your tips and tricks can help some of these pharmacy prospects. This video can be found in the elementary school playlist. For more videos like this one of how to apply and get into pharmacy school, click right here to start watching. Again, this is Dr. Elena Martil with Pharmacy Basics. I hope that you all have a busy and blissful day.